Hello, students. It's nice to see you, and thank you for joining me on our online English lesson. Today, we are going to talk about a very important and special relationship, not of two people, but of two big countries, America and Canada. Yay! Now, in the news recently, there's been a lot of difficult challenges that America and Canada is facing. And it's not really Canada's fault, but nonetheless, it's happening, and Canada and America are having a hard time right now. I hope it gets smoothed over and everything goes back to normal. But until then, good luck, Canada. I hope everything goes okay. But I wanted to look at the long and interesting history that Canada and America shares. It's one that started as a kind of a war or just a colony up north, and then it turned into a war, it turned into a country, two countries, alliances, friendships, and shared culture. So we're going to look at the relationship between these two amazing countries. All right, let's get started. Today's article is called Two Neighbors, One Heart: The Enduring Friendship of Canada and the United States. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our lesson today. We are going to explore a very special relationship and a deep friendship between two great countries, Canada and the United States of America. These two countries share the longest land border in the world, and more importantly, they share a rich and intertwined history. Let's look at how their alliance has grown from the very beginning of the USA and how their culture and economic ties have brought them together. Recently, we are seeing a lot of news about the challenges of the relationship between these two great countries, but let's hope it will pass soon and they can continue to have a strong and healthy alliance with each other. Part 1. The Beginning. Let's journey back to the very foundation of the United States, during the American Revolutionary War. A friendship was already growing. While many Americans fought for independence, others, known as Loyalists, remained faithful to the British Crown. When the war ended, many of these Loyalists went north to what is now Canada. This migration was a significant moment, showing that even during times of conflict, the movement of people and ideas between these two lands were shared. Then, just 40 years later, came the War of 1812. Canada was not yet a country. That would happen in 1867. In 1812, there were British colonies to the north of the United States, and they were blocking trade and creating problems for the new country of America. As a result, America declared war on them. This conflict tested the early relationship of these two nations. There were battles fought, and even Washington, D.C. was burned to the ground. However, after the war ended, a peace treaty was signed, and instead of harboring resentment, both sides recognized the importance of peace. They agreed to negotiate and settle all of their disagreements and try to become peaceful allies. This early agreement laid the groundwork for the long and peaceful border we see today. Part 2. War and Sacrifice. Let's now look at the 20th century, when the world was engulfed in two devastating world wars. In these times of global crisis, Canada and the United States stood together, shoulder to shoulder. In World War I and World War II, Canadian and American soldiers fought side by side, sharing the hardships and dangers of the battlefield. They fought for the same ideals: freedom, democracy, and the preservation of peace. Even during the D-Day landing in Normandy during World War II, Canadian and American forces stormed the beaches together, facing machine guns, bombs, and many German soldiers. They displayed incredible courage, which eventually led to the liberation of Europe. The memory of these experiences is a powerful reminder of their commitment to each other and to their values. Part 3, Shared Culture. The relationship between Canada and the USA goes far beyond politics and military alliances. It's based in shared values and cultures. From movies and music to television and sports, our entertainment industries are deeply intertwined. How many times have you watched a movie or listened to a song and not even realized it was created by someone from the other country? Think about sports. Hockey, with its fast paced action and passionate fans, is a beloved sport in both Canada and the northern United States. Baseball, too, holds a special place in our hearts. We even have professional sports teams that cross the border, showing how connected our communities are. There are also some shared natural wonders. Niagara Falls, a breathtaking spectacle of nature, draws millions of visitors from both countries every year. It's a symbol of the shared beauty and wonder that unites us. The enjoyment of nature, travel, and exploration is something that both countries have in common. Part 4, the personality of each country. Now, let's talk a little bit about the people of Canada and the United States. Canadians are often described as being very polite and friendly. You might hear people say they are nice and courteous. They are very considerate of others and will often say sorry even if they have done nothing wrong. Americans, on the other hand, are often seen as being very outgoing and enthusiastic. They are known for their can-do attitude. They're often described as being very friendly and welcoming, and they're not afraid to strike up a conversation with strangers. It's important to remember that these are just general impressions, and they don't apply to everyone. But these common perceptions can sometimes influence how people from each country interact with each other. It's a fun way to see how our cultures complement each other. In conclusion, the relationship between Canada and the United States is a model of successful international cooperation. It's built on a foundation of shared history, cultural connections, economic interdependence, and a deep commitment to peace and security. From the early days of the American Revolution to the challenges of the 21st century, these two nations have consistently demonstrated their ability to work together for the common good. This enduring friendship is a testament to the power of diplomacy, mutual respect, and shared values. It serves as an inspiring example of how nations can build strong and lasting bonds, contributing to a more peaceful and prosperous world. All right, that was the essay, and now we're going to move on to our vocabulary and discussion questions. So let's take a look. Our first vocabulary word is intertwined. Intertwined. It means to twist or connect together. Everyone, please say intertwined. Intertwined. Good. So it means the country like Canada and America, the people were crossing the borders. They became intertwined. Their culture, their relationship were connected together very strongly. All right, vocabulary number 2 is loyalist. A person who stays loyal to the established ruler. Before America became the USA, it was a British colony, and the people there were British. However, the people in those British colonies wanted to become independent from Britain. They separated from Britain. However, the loyalists, the people who stayed loyal to Britain, they escaped to the north to make other British colonies up north. That's why Canada is still considered a Commonwealth nation. It's independent from Britain, but it stayed loyal for a really long time before getting its independence. Number 3 is an expression. It's called harboring resentment. Everyone, let's practice. Harboring resentment. Harboring resentment. Okay. This means holding on to feelings of bitterness or anger after a long period of time. So, feeling bitter or angry. Harbor means to keep or to hold on to. And then resentment is bitterness or anger. So, people often say harboring resentment when we refer to long periods of anger towards someone else. Number 4 is the word engulfed. Engulfed. Please repeat after me. Engulfed. Engulfed. All right. And this means to surround or cover something completely. We really use this word a lot when it comes to a fire, out of control fire. So we say the house was engulfed in flames or something like that. So it means the fire was completely covering the house. So we say engulfed. But we can also use this expression like in our essay. The world was engulfed in world wars, in 2 devastating world wars. So it means the whole world was covered in war. War was everywhere, spreading to all countries around the world. All right, and then this is our biggest word for today, interdependence. Interdependence. It sounds like independence, but it's a little bit different because this means 2 or more people that are dependent on each other. The dependence of 2 or more people or things to each other. Canada depends on America, and America depends on Canada. This is called interdependence. Okay, let's go back to our discussion questions. And we have 5 discussion questions today. And let's start with our first discussion question. It says, before this essay or before this video, what did you think about the relationship between Canada and the USA? Did you have any ideas about our relationships, Canada and the USA? Number 2, have you ever met someone other than me from the USA or Canada? And what was your impression? What did you think about them? What was their personality like? Number 3, this essay talks about some stereotypes of Canadians and Americans. What are some stereotypes from people from your country? What are some stereotypes of people from your country? Number 4, what do you think is the most important thing for 2 countries to have a good relationship with each other? What is that special important thing so that they can have a good relationship, 2 countries? And number 5, do you think the relationship between Canada and the USA will remain strong in the future? Why or why not? All right. Well, thank you so much for watching my video today, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the history and the connection between Canada and the United States. I really, really hope that in the future they can remain strong and peaceful and have a strong alliance with each other. So good luck to the United States and Canada. All right, that's it for today. Goodbye, everyone. See you.